So I've seen what you're doing. So maybe just a quick little summary. I think that's really important. I know it could be a lot, but I know I saw your. No, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me. Let me just turn you on, Luis.
Michael might have to stay here to hold it for her. Is there only 2 mics? We're gonna probably have to because of the panel. Yeah. Okay. Oh, just let it be for now.
Yeah, so you can see.
Joanne's not here, so
I know, so I don't know which way. Yeah. This is for the senator.
Uh-huh.
Let me know when you want to do the senator because I got the video so I can play it. And then the last one is for me alone, all right?
We'll probably do this. We're gonna do the senator first, okay?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that way the video can be played.
All right, so we'll do senator, and then Janet. So senator, Janet, and then Michael.
Okay.
And I'll have Willis bring the award. The class.
Okay. Fran, what's going on?
Yes. Willis. Where's Willis?
You look different.
We had a great conversation back in
I have Nicholas picture. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, the award.
Watch out. Watch out.
Oh,
at the Metro.
I don't know why I drew a blank right there real quick.
All right. No, you're great. You're a great sport. To have, you know how difficult it is to find a good friend and somebody that you can trust on?
Yes,
and that's you. So do you want to make sure? I want to tell you that. No, hold on a second, because my friends are the ones that I've had since junior high until this time, and I've gone through losses. I've gone through family. Those are the ones that show up in the most important times. So that's very, very hard to find. Yeah. You're a little feisty though, but you're good. Yeah.
That's why we get
Hey,
along.
you have to be that way though. You have to be that way. Yeah, you have to be that way. You can't let nobody push you around. That's what I teach my daughter, my little daughter. Yeah, you can't let nobody push you around. Oh, okay. So we'll start now. I'm sorry?
Are you going to read about the senator?
No, I have it for you. And so, hold on, give me 1 second. And she's going to play the video. They're going to play the video, and so you'll be able to do it. Here, it's this one right here. Is it big enough right there, Cindy?
It is held up. Can you give it like that? I can barely. I can barely see it.
Do you want?
You want to hold it, Bella?
Yeah, I'll hold it. You're ready to do it.
Oh, we're going to do a welcome first. You just welcome everyone, and then we do that one. Okay. So. You have the microphone? Here, I'll just start. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Can I please have your attention? So this is just a brief introduction. Just wanted to welcome everyone. Well, first and foremost, I wanted to say good morning. And secondly, I'm really excited about today because we revamped our open house to focus on our core values, which is advocacy. And so that's why you'll see the renaming of the open house to Your Voice Matters, IHSS Advocacy, and Community Summit. And I'm really proud of the work that the staff did. And so I see all these amazing advocates, recipients, health plans, and not only just people in LA County, but throughout the state. I just wanted to say thank you to my governing board members, in particular, Cindy Soto. Yes. So I make sure that, you know, this is who I report to. My board members, half of them are IHSS recipients, and they're in the room today, and some of them will be part of the panel discussion. And so they tell firsthand some of the challenges they've experienced, and they want me to move forward with when I'm advocating, when I'm fighting back for those that are most vulnerable, the seniors and people living with disabilities. And I see a lot of you here who have joined me in that fight, so I'm really fortunate. So just wanted to introduce myself. I'm the director of the Public Authority, which is a Personal Assistance Services Council. And I wouldn't be here with you today if it wasn't for the staff. I wanted to acknowledge everyone you see here standing. They're the ones who planned this whole event. And Andy, my executive assistant in the back, did a lot of the great planning, so I want to congratulate him too. But I'm going to stop right there, hand it over to Cindy. So Cindy, just want to say a quick good morning before we begin.
Hello, everyone. So happy to see you all. This is an exciting day. I know it will be. Okay, now I guess I will be. Wonderful. The Personal Assistance Service Council extends its heartfelt congratulations to Senator Caroline,
Caroline.
Mengelar, our esteemed legislator of the year. Senator Mengelar has been a champion for IHSS and other essential programs that provide vital services to vulnerable populations, particularly seniors and individuals with disabilities. Your unwavering dedication and commitment to making a positive impact on our community are truly commendable.
So with that being said, PASC would like to honor the Legislator of the Year, the champion in Sacramento, Caroline Mengelar. She could not be here today because she's in Sacramento fighting for the opposition of any cuts to IHSS and Medi-Cal, but we do have a video, so please play the video.
Personal Assistance Service Council of LA, oh my gosh, thank you so much for this award. Hi everyone, I'm California State Senator Caroline Mengelar. I'm so grateful and honored to be your Legislator of the Year. And I'm so sad I can't be there with y'all, but you know I'm here to fight with you. We're here to make sure that those IHSS cuts don't happen. We're fighting back. I see you come up to Sacramento all the time. We've met here in my district office, and we're continuing to make sure you all get what you deserve and entitled to. Again, thank you so much for this honor.
And so we're handing her the award because she's a champion for IHSS, and she's fighting for us. She's the chair of the subcommittee 3 that has rejected the cuts to IHSS, and so it was only right for us to acknowledge her. So thank you so much. Just a round of applause for her, please. We also wanted to recognize the PASC Lifetime Achievement Award in Disability Advocacy for 2026, and I'm going to let Cindy move forward with that nomination and who won the award. Go ahead, Cindy.
That would be Janet Hybrids Canterbury.
Yeah, I think she's she's a little bit confused because she was unaware that we would be giving her this award. So let me just give you a brief history on her. So she's been around prior to our public authority being established. Our public authority was established in the late 1990s, early 2000s. And so not only has she worked for the public authority, she's a current board member and has done a great job advocating for those most in need. So Janet, please come over here. We hand her the PASC Lifetime Achievement Award in Disability Advocacy. So Janet, please give it up for Janet Hybrids Canterbury.
Did you know about this? Yeah, I did. Oh my God.
Congratulations. No worries. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, can you say a couple of words real quick, Janet?
I can't believe this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an advocate. Lifetime Achievement Award in Disability Advocacy. It has been my absolute pleasure and honor to work with all of you. I can't even tell you. My life would be a blank without having done all this work. It's wonderful. And PASC is wonderful, and you know, it's blossoming into so many new areas and new things. This is wonderful. So I mean, I'm shocked. So while I have the mic, let me just tell you, we have at the secret table, we have a call. You're going to hear more about this in the panel, I'm sure. But we have a flyer that tells you how to make calls to the assembly, to people in the assembly that matter a lot right now on the budget debate. You can get the call-in script and the number by going to the secret table over there. I didn't bring up one up here with me, but please do that. It's incredibly important. I'm sure you're gonna hear more about it today. So, thank you so much for this. I'm shocked. And I'm, like I said, I'm honored to work with all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations. The next person, so Cindy, I'm going to announce this one. Are you fine with this?
Go for it.
So we're going to honor someone's 10 years at PASC through public service. So this person has worked their way up from being a 10th employee to now being the assistant director, and his name is Michael Vasquez. So 10 years at PASC. When he came on board, he was a young guy trying to figure himself out. Now he's a father of two, and he seems like he has it all figured out now. And so I'm really proud to be working with him. I've seen him grow, and I wanted to present him this 10-year anniversary for the public service to PASC. So here you go, Michael, congratulations. And he's also the person that led this event today. So if we're here communicating with anyone, Michael's the one who constructed this event along with the committee members. So congratulations, Michael. Can you say a couple of words before we start?
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. It was unexpected. 10 years tomorrow. Almost 12 years. You also the agency, but I think I've been here for a third of my life. So I think that's something that I take big value on. This goes down from the roots of my parents and my family. I get to be here another 10 years, so I appreciate for being here today. It's 9 years and 30, and I see we're all filled up, so I appreciate everyone that shared our information and got together today. Thank you all of my staff. I know sometimes I can give them a hard time, but I appreciate everybody, stepping up and being there for me and being there for everyone within PASC and our community. So thank you so much, everybody. This is not just for me, it's for everyone here.
Congratulations, Michael. And last but not least, unfortunately, this board member could not join us today, but we did want to acknowledge her, so I'll have Cindy move forward with a certificate.
All right. So PASC Community Service Award in Disability Advocacy 2026 goes to Joanne Cannon.
So Joanne Cannon was a PASC staff member and IHSS recipient. When she retired from PASC, she became a PASC board member, and she provided 10 years of service not only to the IHSS community, but those people living with this under the weather. But we wanted to make sure she was acknowledged for all the work she did, not only working for us, but all her advocacy, not just in Los Angeles, but throughout the state. And I'm really thankful to have Joanne, some board members, because she did guide me through a lot of moments where I was trying to figure things out, and she was telling me exactly, hey, you need to do this and that. And so I'm really thankful for having her. Anything you want to share, Cindy?
Yes, she's a wonderful person, and I'm sorry she can't be here, but we will pass on our thanks to her when we see her. I do have one last thank you. I want to thank the staff and administration of PASC. They not only put on this wonderful event together, but they also continue to do their usual work. And it just amazes me. They're all wonderful people, hardworking, and I have a little something for the office.
All right. We're going to open it. So I didn't get a PlayStation during Christmas, so maybe that's what it is. Oh, look at that.
Oh, all right. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
Oh, this is really, really great. That's great, Cindy. You knew exactly what we were looking for. We were trying to find this flag and we couldn't find it, and she found it. Thank you so much, Cindy. So thank you, everyone. Before we begin, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the situation that's going on right now with the governor's proposed budget, but also I wanted to acknowledge those that are no longer here with us, those that we lost and our loved ones. I just want to have a moment of silence. We'll have a couple of seconds moment of silence to acknowledge Joe Arrow, who was a PASC staff member who worked in our outreach department, who not only has been around for the last 20 years or so, but made sure that legislators heard from us directly from people that were receiving services. And Janet can tell you that firsthand, because how we got to know him is that he chewed out Janet the first time you guys met. And to do that, that's a tough task, because Janet's a tough cookie. So I just wanted to have a moment of silence for those that we've lost, in particular for us, Joelle, or any loved ones. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And on a brighter note, we're going to begin the panel discussion. There'll be raffle giveaways throughout the day. And so make sure that you are grabbing your ticket. Just want to thank everyone. We're going to begin the panel. Anything else, Cindy?
I think we're good. Let's do this.
Thank you, guys. Oh, sorry about that. I jumped right ahead. So we're gonna do a traditional ribbon cutting ceremony. So.
All right.
Who's gonna cut?
Here, Michael, you cut. You cut.
Here,
I got
go
you.
ahead, Michael.
I got you, Michael. You're the man today.
Here we go, all right. Up, lift it up. Last time around. There you go.
Pull hard. Pull hard. Just pull hard.
Ready?
Got it.
1, 2, 3.
There you go.
All right, guys, thank you so much. The panel will begin in the next 5 minutes, and we have great advocates who will be joining us during the panel discussion. I'm looking forward to it. If you want to hear the panel discussion, please stay here. We have the programs in the front. If you're here for the breakout sessions, we have different services and breakout sessions available today. Thank you very much.
So, yeah, you're up here.
Yeah.
For those of you that need,
Anyway,
I
wish I had that.
you do have,
Oh, we can make sure. I was outside his office yesterday.
panel discussions.
He heard us.
We have Elizabeth Delgado here to my left.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna guide some people up right now on the stage, so that's
We're going to
perfect.
stay here, though. We're staying here. Yeah, stay here.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, sir. Hey, Janet, how are you? Congrats. Good, thank you.
See Elizabeth, she's raising her hand up. Please do let us know so we can be able to assign an interpreter for a specific breakout. Okay?
Carlos, good morning. How are you? I'm Andy. Nice to meet you. Hi, Sabrina. Yeah, we can bring you guys up, Carlos, if you don't mind. Yes.
Want to sit next to me, Cindy?
Yeah. So it's going to be through kind of talking about like the current topic, like with the budget cuts and stuff like that. Luis will be the one asking the questions, so I'm sure he'll be pretty easy.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I emailed you, I believe, the topics that we were gonna discuss. No worries, you're good.
Yeah, so you can come over here with me.
Fake it till you make it. That's what I've been doing most of my life. Right? Thank you. You too. Is it okay if I pet him or her?
Yeah, and then
Vito. Hey, Vito. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, he is. Oh, he's nice and fluffy too. Look at that.
this will be from.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Can you have Andy bring him up, please, Michael? Yeah. So the people that are going to talk.
Oh, he's a good boy. Look at him. Hey, Merle, how are you? I'm Andy. Nice to meet you. Well, in person. All right. Yeah, we're ready to go up on up. So if we want, let's go ahead and make our way. Carlos, you want to? Michael, can you please? Sorry. Got to get him on stage, and then Sabrina. And then I think we're missing, 1, 2, 3. And then Chris, there we go. All right, awesome. Yes, awesome. Nice to meet you in person. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for.
I saw Luis yesterday at the rally.
Oh, yeah, he told me.
Yeah.
He told me he spent some time with you and your husband.
Yeah.
Nice, there you go.
Great room.
You can't let him have all the fun, right? All right. Hi, Chrissy, how are you? All right. Come on up. The water fine.
Oh, yeah.
Laura the butterfly, she's calling you.
Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina. How's it going? Good to see you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think you should be fine.
Here, can we
Sit on this side. If you can, scoot over just a tad bit, Sabrina, to make a little bit more room.
check? Here you go, Sabrina. This is your lavalier microphone. There you go.
Is your husband here today, Sabrina?
No.
Oh, can make it? Too much, got tired of one day of advocacy. And I'm here on the corner intentionally to give more room. So,
Yes.
Yeah, give more room. Yeah,
Perfect. Hi, Cindy. Here's your. Oh, sorry. Yeah, here you go. You're good. Right here for you. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Christy. All right, here's your lavalier. Check. There you go.
You know what? Water with no ice. If you can. I didn't. I wanted to go, but
where
thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Rubbing on stuff.
So you're the interpreter for what language, though, exactly? Oh, there you go. I'm so sorry. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, I saw you in the corner. Yeah, I saw you in the corner.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna help you out.
Yeah.
Do you need a water, Cindy?
And then this, you don't.
How long did it take? I'm sorry?
I don't know.
Oh, no, you speak
Can you put
Spanish?
it somewhere where it won't fall? Yeah.
I just want to know, like,
Yep.
What other language? So you
One,
said,
two.
because ASL, you're counting ASL. Okay, got it. How long did it take you to learn ASL? I've always been interested in learning. That's
Right,
why.
here you go.
At least basic. I wanna know at least basic stuff so I can communicate with people. Yeah.
there's classes all over.
I noticed that.
The agency, like,
Mm-hmm.
have a building called
Check.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
There you go. Yeah, right. There
and,
you go. And then I think Louis is gonna have this.
Oh, that's
one.
really good.
There you
Okay.
go, Carlos.
So I
Let me
gotta
just
check
make
that
sure
out.
it's working for you.
Oh, there you go. So you should learn the basics at least during that time.
Check. All right, we're good to go. Here you go, bud.
so, like, once your class
I just need the
And then you
basic.
can
I mean, I have an
click it or
understanding of
just
certain
hold on to it.
words,
This is the.
but I would love to know the basics.
It's
Yeah,
on already.
that's
Yeah, no,
very,
it's good to
very
go. Yeah, and it's
That's what I'm gonna
live.
do.
So
All right.
once you start speaking, the microphone will catch you.
helpful. Great group of people. Oh, here.
You have your own too.
Okay.
Did you want me to float around with the microphone?
Yeah. What is? So this is gonna.
Yeah, this is for everyone to hear.
Oh, let me see. Check. Does it?
Yep. You've been checking everybody. Check.
Oh, that's great.
Good to go, sir. You got 3 microphones on you now. And then this you could clip.
Check.
And everyone's got a.
Check.
And everyone's got a.
Okay.
So you don't really need this, but do you want me to?
Cindy, are you on stage?
Just in case.
Okay.
Hey, you're kind of in charge here.
Check. All right. Floor is yours. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Check. Sorry, can everyone hear me? All right, everyone.
Sorry, Debbie.
Good
Sorry.
morning once again. I'm Luis Bravo. I'll be moderating today's panel discussion. We're going to address
Yeah, I hear you. There's
the concerns related to the governor's proposed budget and some of the cuts that we're going to be seeing with IHSS and Medi-Cal. We'll also be
Yeah,
talking about our efforts, what we've been doing at the local, state, and federal level to fight against these cuts. But before we begin, we just wanted some brief introductions. My name is Luis Bravo. I'm the director of the Public Authority for PASC, and I will be moderating the event. I'm going to hand it over to Sabrina. Sabrina?
they can't hear you because there's too much crowd.
Okay.
Good morning, folks. If we could just please keep it quiet for the panel discussion so everybody can hear. Thank you. We'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Is my mic working? Okay,
Yeah.
I think so.
Good.
Hi all. Oh, maybe it needs to be closer to me. I am
Is that better?
Sabrina Epstein. We use she, her pronouns.
Yeah.
And I work at Disability Rights California as a policy
Hey, is this your
analyst.
stuff?
And I'm really excited
No?
to be here today with my fellow panelists.
Thank you.
Cindy, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Once again, my name is and I am the recipient of IHSS.
Christine.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kristen Gannon. I'm founder here.
Is there any way we can put this on hold for now? Like the wheel? Because it's crazy and they can't really hear. Yeah. So yeah.
Good morning, my name is Carlos Benavides, the President of the Los Angeles County Commission on Disabilities, Dedicated Advisory Council.
Seats, can we sit up in the front row? It's supposed to be open, no one's using them.
Yeah, by all means.
Thank you. Can you pass me that microphone? I'm gonna use that. Where's Mike? So we'll begin, and if you don't know who is up on the stage today you'll figure out, because they're such strong advocates. Not only are they known throughout Los Angeles, but throughout the state. Anytime you talk about advocacy, these are the people that are in the forefront, or the organizations that are in the forefront in fighting against any cuts to seniors and people living with disabilities. I wanted to start off with our first question, and this question is going to go to Christy Madden. What would be the real world impacts if these services that are available, like IHSS, would be cut? And if you didn't have a provider, what would happen to you? Can you just briefly talk about that, Christy?
Well, for me, it would mean a loss of my work and the wonderful job that I love. And I don't even know how I get to be at C meetings, to be honest. My workers help me get out of bed in the morning and help me get dressed and washed up and eat, get my food, and they drive me to things and help me to get into bed. And plus they're just the greatest people, and they're like family to us. And that's true for so many people like us with disabilities. My sister, Carrie, and myself, when I say that, that's what I'm referring to. We both have us go to feet, and we both been the same workers. So yes, this is true for a lot of people, and some people even death result from not having a worker there.
And Christy Madden has a sister who's Carrie Madden, and I wanted to make sure she's acknowledged because they're great advocates. She's in the back over there with Cal Life, and so soon they'll be joining the county. So they'll be joining the county. So I just wanted to make sure I acknowledge the director back there. I wanted to talk to Cindy. So Cindy, tell me what your concern would be if you ended up institutionalized. If there was cuts to these programs, for example, the asset limit. So right now, the proposition is that they reinstated the asset limit for Medi-Cal. So currently, right now, it's 130,000, but they're trying to reinstate it to 2,000 per individual and 3,000 per couple. Cindy, can you tell me what would happen if you end up institutionalized, and what's your fear that revolves around that?
Essentially, I am paralyzed from my shoulders down to my pretty nose. I would not survive. I would end up in an institution, and actually couldn't be sooner than later, because I do have assets over the limit that is proposed by the governor's budget. I believe the Assembly also has the same thing, their budget, and I would just lose everything I have, and I lose the love and support of my wonderful, fabulous IHSS workers. And if before I end up in the field, I would end up with skid mark cows, concrete, skates, everything was every day, and I just cannot believe that. I don't hear that. It wasn't wonderful.
Thank you, Cindy. I wanted to talk about advocacy and public awareness, and this question is for Maral. Why is it important for those that receive services to share their stories and to educate not only legislators, but be educated on the resources that are available to them? Can you briefly speak about that?
Yeah, I mean, decision makers and policy makers sometimes don't have the shared experience that we all do, the experience and expertise. And so I think sometimes I'm a social worker by background, so I feel like I have empathy. But sometimes I've met some policymakers until they experience and they walk that block, but they don't feel like they need to negotiate with people. There's a lot of priorities and a lot of communities out there. But to raise your voices, and so I think the power is so important. Mobilize. And your local elected officials are more accessible. All of your Sacramento representatives have district offices. So it's really important to get to know who those people are, because your one story can create a change and impact that. And that's why advocacy is so important. I wish we lived in an ideal world where all of our vulnerable communities were prioritized, but until we can get there, your voices will be And it's really important to get to know who your elected officials are, who the decision makers are. I mean, essentially, I'm a decision maker, but just know who I am, you know, at the end of the day, to see how we can be a strong, powerful force within the county to help elevate the needs that we all represent.
Thank you so much. And for those that don't know Maral, I recently saw her on the news, and she's been advocating consistently ever since she was, not only when she became the interim, but now as a director. So I wanted to personally congratulate you. There's no better person to be the executive director. So congratulations, Maral. We never got the chance to tell you that. Because last year, Maral was here representing her district. And so she used to be the Health and Human Services Deputy, and now she's the executive director. So that's great to see, because there's no better person. So I also wanted to share with you that Carlos, they work side by side, and Carlos has been instrumental. He's been a champion for seniors and people living with disabilities. So Rancho Los Amigos, I always heard this story, and it was like Superman-like, about this gentleman who fought against the cuts to Rancho Los Amigos, which is a rehab center. I didn't know who it was, and I found out it was him. I knew who he was, but I didn't realize it was him, because he's, you know, he acts so cool about it. You know, he's just a cool guy, but don't let that fool you. He's a great advocate. So Carlos, can you briefly talk about why is it important for not just seniors and people with disabilities to be educated on the resources, but, you know, everyone here today, why is it important?
Okay, you'll find out I'm one of those people that you have a couple of notes, because if I don't have the notes, I'm going to go on a tangent about disabilities and things that are going on around here. As you said, starting your story, it really does matter, because when funding decisions are made, decision makers are always looking at spreadsheets. They're looking at cost-benefit analysis and broad line items. While data is necessary, it's very, very cool. By getting your voice out there, people realize that you're not a number. I think our issue with disabilities is we've never been brought to the table until recently. We've always been left behind. Even if the county will build something, this happened eventually. We'll build it, then you bring somebody with a disability and find out you have to redo it again. And that's the wrong way to do it. Because the people who give you the most information are people like you, myself, people that sit out there, people that actually live it. I'm not behind the desk, just put your numbers in, and let's save money here and let's save money there. Exposing hidden gaps. Systemic cuts often create unintended barriers. The policy change might look efficient on paper, but it can actually prove catastrophe to somebody, an individual person. Okay, and that's what they don't realize. You know, it's good on paper, but maybe they spoke to me that each one of us here is different. Each one of us is individual. There could be 25 wheelchairs in here. Each person in a wheelchair is totally different, or they need a different type of assistance. So, what I see, I'm very humbled, and I'm very proud to see all you out there, because I see a lot of people that are willing to take that next move and face everybody, make a change, make a drastic change, and not just sit back and thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. Very well said. And so I'm going to call on Christy. So Christy, what can community members, in particular those that are here today, what can they do to make that change? How can they advocate not only for those that they're taking care of? These are our grandmothers, these are our mothers, these are our family members, our neighbors. What can people do today to advocate for themselves?
Okay, well, I have good news for you. Over at our Sika table, we have a phone that you can use, and you can call your local representative. We've got two most important ones right now in this battle. There's Rebus and Simon Gabriel. And over at the Sika table, where Janet Canterbury is, raising her hand, we have this script, and it's so easy to call. And I call every day, because we need to just daily send a call and just tell what it means to you. You don't have to say a lot, just talk about your own personal experience and begin with that meaningful thing of all. Like when I was calling today, I would say, these asset limits are impossible for me. How am I going to save up money for repairs on my house? And what if I did even an IRS check or something, and it's going over the amount? Boom, I'm gone off of Medi-Cal, and then I do my IHSS. I mean, things like that, really make a difference, because they haven't thought of this. Believe me, they don't know these ramifications. So if you can just make it clear to them, it's easy to do. And besides that, emails, I see that. Email, all kinds of things. If you want me to send further, you can visit them. We do visits, and we can look at what other groups do visits. And so if you'd like to actually go out, and it's actually kind of fun to do, because you're spending up your community, and it's really usually very, very positive experience. So that's what I would say.
Thank you for that. I also wanted to highlight that we recently actually met with Dr. Corey Jackson. This was something that Cindy Soto, who's here today, she was able to gather over 30 recipients, 30 advocates to participate in this meeting. You just want to briefly share from your experience. Why was that important, Cindy?
Because he has a powerful job in the legislature. He could move this along with other legislators, and he understands our dilemma in the possibility of losing some services for the IHSS program. And he is definitely another champion that we have. And he's very receptive. I know he's going to do whatever he can to save our IHSS program.
He's definitely a champion for IHSS. And so I wanted to now discuss policy and funding. I'll briefly introduce it, and then I'll call on you, Sabrina. So what's going on right now with the current budget? During the January, the governor proposed shifting costs from the state to the counties. And there's this, they're trying to figure out what the medium amount of hours, which is the average amount of hours throughout the state. And so whatever that average is, if counties go above it, the counties would be responsible for the difference. So the issue we have right now is that counties and the state are at a deficit. They're trying to figure out where they're going to get this money from. The federal government gave the option to California to be able to take on this cost. Instead, Governor Newsom's proposal was to shift it over to the counties. So we've been rejecting this. Why? Because it's going to impact the hours that recipients are receiving. So that's number one. Number two, they're trying to align the termination date for Medi-Cal with IHSS. So right now, if you have Medi-Cal and you didn't renew on time, your IHSS continues for about 60 days. Well, what happened with the new proposal, your IHSS and Medi-Cal are getting terminated at the same time. Our concern with that and why we're opposing this is because IHSS, there's already a difficulty with provider retention, recruitment. If you have a reliable provider, they're potentially going to have to, if your case is terminated. Why? Because they have families. They have to be able to bring money home. Inflation has gone off the roof, groceries, gas, and so that's what our concern is. So we're opposed to that. The last one is known as BUPS. So they're eliminating BUPS. And that program is a program through IHSS that allows for an emergency caregiver and pays a $2 differential. So it's known as a statewide backup provider system. And so if a recipient doesn't have their provider for a day because their provider is ill, or if their recipient is in the hospital and needs to get discharged and they need to have someone there, this program, we're able to send someone out as an emergency to make sure someone's there for you. And our concern is that by eliminating this program, you're going to eliminate not only the differential for IHSS providers, but also potentially not having that emergency for those recipients that need it the most. You're talking about recipients who are bedbound, who, if they don't have anyone, potentially have to call 911. It would backlog the 911, it would backlog also the paramedics and also the hospitals. And so I can talk to you more about that, but I would prefer for Sabrina just to talk about how we ended up here with these cuts. Can you just briefly talk about that?
Absolutely. Thank you, Luis. I got it, this one. As long as I hold it, I think I'm good. So as you described, there's 3 different proposals to cut IHSS in the state budget this year. But I want to zoom out a little bit. So over the past several years, the past several decades really, we have been part of a movement in California and nationwide led by so many disabled people and caregivers and older adults to increase
IHSS, saying how to expand it to more people. And we've been really successful. There's now IHSS for people regardless of their immigration status, for people regardless of their immigration status, IHSS for all ages. And unfortunately, the priorities that we hold as disabled people, as caregivers, as older adults, those seem to be shared by some of those in power, particularly the governor's office, because as soon as there was a sign of economic downturn, as soon as the budget got squeezed, that was the first thing on the chopping block. People are saying, oh, last one in, first one out, and we're the ones who just got expanded. But that doesn't have to be the case. That's a value statement. And we know that the federal administration has cut $1 trillion from healthcare with HR 1, and California is going to feel that. But we have a choice. We can choose to use our resources to fill in those gaps. We can choose to find sustainable revenue sources. We have a lot of wealth in our state. We can choose to, for example, tax some of the largest corporations, close some corporate tax loopholes for the wealthiest, and use that to fund IHSS and Medi-Cal. It's a statement of priorities, right? And we need to make sure that our priorities, our experiences, as Christy was saying, and Cindy, like they don't know what we are experiencing, so we need to inform those in power. So that's how we got into this situation. And before I pass it to the next question, I do want to say this is not a done deal yet. The Senate and the Assembly and the governor are not on the same page, and they have 10 days, I think, to figure this out. So this is the time to call. This is the time to push them. Our advocacy is working. The Senate has proposed rejecting 2 out of the 3 IHSS cuts and rejecting the asset limit. The Assembly has proposed keeping the asset limit as the governor proposed, but rejecting all 3 of the IHSS cuts. So they're in private rooms arguing about this right now. Why are we not there? These policies are being made without disabled people, without caregivers, without older adults at the table, and I mean, I think all of us are in this room to change that.
Man, very inspiring. Round of applause for that. Very inspiring. Thank you, Sabrina. What I can share with you is that the Personal Assistance Services Council has been advocating since the beginning of the year. Since January, we've been meeting with legislators. Since the governor proposed his budget, we've been meeting with legislators to inform them on the importance of these key programs. And so through that work, you heard Sabrina that 2 out of the 3 are being rejected. And that's because we've been advocating. So this is your opportunity. My understanding is that 10 days before the budget is released, which is scheduled to be released no later than June 15th, is that the Assembly, the Senate, and the governor's finance staff get together to address these concerns and work out on the budget behind the scenes. So today would be the 10th day. So it sounds like today could potentially be our last day, right, Sabrina? So for those that are interested, I see Janet over there because she's flagging me down. Make sure you go to Janet. Sabrina and I were yesterday outside of Jesse Gabriel's office, who's the chair of the subcommittee to the Assembly. And since they have approved the asset limit, we were there to fight against it. And several constituents went up to speak to him, and we've spoken to him. And my hope is that with your help today, we can change that. And I've noticed that we can, because I've worked with Cindy, Christy, and I've noticed the changes that they've been able to make through advocacy. So if there was something today, I'm going to leave eventually Christy to talk about that and what the call to action is. So I just briefly want to ask Cindy. So Cindy, we're going to go to workforce and providers. Today, your provider is like family to us because I know who she is and she's really great. We spoke about that. Well, can you tell me the importance of having a provider, and if these cuts move forward, what would happen then?
I would definitely, not being here today, that's for sure. I don't even know if I would be alive. Yeah, I know that workers in institutions, but since I have such a significant disability, I don't think I would receive enough care. But I have a waiver along with a high individual fund, and that's what keeps me alive, happy, safe, and healthy.
That's great. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. And she's an extreme hard worker. I see her in every meeting that she can attend to. And I really do look up to her because of the workload. I'm like, man, you're everywhere, Cindy. Yeah, so if you don't know who she is today, I'm certain that today she'll make a name for herself. What I wanted to talk to you about is a forward-thinking question. So what does a sustainable future for these services that we offer to older adults and people with disabilities look like? That's going to go to Maral. I know you've been advocating. I'm not going to speak on your behalf, but just briefly speak about, what does this look like? What does the future look like in order for us to sustain these programs?
I mean, ultimately, are we generating enough local funds to invest in services? Probably not, right? That's a whole property tax discussion for another corporate taxing. I think what we prioritize, and this is going to be my opinion, and I have to be mindful of this, but in this state, right, when we think about the Mental Health Services Act, right, Prop 1 passed a couple years ago. I think it's been a couple years. What we're saying is voters are prioritizing mental health and behavioral health, right? So with taxing millionaires, that. So where are our resources for aging and disabilities? So I look at San Francisco and the Dignity Fund, right? If I were to dream aspirationally, we would figure out how to generate some local funds to actually fund these resources because I think we're overtaxed and there's so many competing priorities. So we need to generate more revenue, probably, and we reassign some revenue and prioritize it, probably. So, the reality is what is our priorities and what are our priorities as a society? So on the aging side, at least 60% of the population will be over 60 by 2040, right? On the disability side, I think we've done some really good, solid representation, but it's an estimate. There's a population, that I think we have to do a more robust study and to actually elevate data that demonstrates how many people in Los Angeles County live with disabilities. So we can actually have that population say, actually, the population's aging, a third of our population has disabilities. What are we around housing, homelessness, transportation, food insecurity, right? So just look at it from basic needs and what are we really prioritizing? And I think our policymakers are prioritizing a lot around different issue areas, and that's our job as decision makers, as directors, as advocates to kind of coalesce around common cause. And what I appreciate about this is we're unified around IHSS cuts right now. So on a side note, I think we were remiss of me not to talk about the $70 million cut we're going to take for protective services, which is connected. So if we take that cut and go back to 65 and open for protective services, who's investigating what's going on? Allegedly neglect. So there's just a lot of how do we elevate our voices and stay unified. But ultimately, my dream scenario is that we generate special buckets of money that are just dedicated to both keeping and saving the community. But give me some time, I think we can get there.
This is going to be an open-ended question for anyone who wants to take it. What actually, so, we talked about the current landscape and the budget. We've talked about what we can do, some of the concerns, but what gives you hope with the current advocacy efforts, the current landscape in California? Take that question. It's more open-ended. We'll take maybe a few of you who want to answer that.
It gives me hope that we're in California. With all the great states in this nation. So I'm hopeful that our values are aligned. I wouldn't be anywhere else. And I'm biased. I love Los Angeles County. I'm a native Los Angeles, born and raised. So it really is. It's a great place to be. And the silver lining for me is it's great to see all these beautiful faces and everyone here who's doing the work day to day. So that gives me hope that there's you in the audience and us on the panel, but also just the reality of California.
Cindy.
Yes, thank you. I would like to give a shout out. Yeah, okay. To all the unpaid caregivers that are taking care of people, and they out of their heart and their family, they take care and keep people alive, healthy, happy, safely in their own home. I think a good idea, tax break or some kind of incentive at the end of the year, so they wouldn't be, have a little extra. Everybody needs that. Okay.
I can tell you firsthand, my grandmother dealt with Alzheimer's, so she's the one who raised me for the first 15 years of my life. She went from me and her being inseparable most of my childhood and teenage years to she didn't recognize me after a while. And she was approved for about 70 hours through IHSS, but she needed around the clock, so we were taking turns, through family members to take care of her. And what I can share with you is I know firsthand the essential service and essential care that IHSS providers provide. That's why I understand what you're facing every day, what recipients face. And, I'm passionate about that. So, seeing some of you here today, I'm really happy you're here because I'm hoping that today you're able to advocate and make those calls because it's really, really important. I wanted to leave you with this, and this is open to the panel. What is one action item aside from making these calls that members can make today? Because the fight's not going to just stop today. We have a budget situation today, but we don't know the landscape next year. So what is something somebody can do today to make a difference? Cindy?
We have over 30 organizations here, and I think they would love the interview to go talk to them about their program. Maybe you can help them out. I think we're volunteer because go on their advocacy team or make calls or send letters, help their consumers, their advocate, and it's actually a lot of fun. It can be a little drudgy at times, but really you make new friends, you stay fit, and it's really, like I said.
Carlos, go ahead.
I think cross-sector coalitions would be about the best thing to do. Build upon for coalition, making disability advocacy groups, veteran organizations, urban planners, and forward-thinking business leaders to present a unified front.
So before we close off, we did want to take a couple of questions. So does anybody have a question? Andy, can you, we have a question right here in the front. So Andy, can you take that question? And then I'll call on somebody to be able to answer that question, okay? And just briefly say your name and if you're from any agency, if you're able to. Yeah.
Yes, I am Jordan. I'm an IHSS recipient. And one of my concerns is we see that. I hear a lot of you saying we have to make phone calls every day. I think always be on the chopping block, always having to fight. That's the problem. And I understand partially why the Department of Defense, the Department of War, never is on the chopping block. There's always money, somewhere between estimates of $1 billion to $2 billion a day to fight an endless war in Iran, whether you believe so we should do it or not. That's a lot of money. That's money that we can use a year. So my question is, you live in the most expensive, well, not the most expensive, Hawaii is, but very few states, California, I think Wisconsin, have programs like this. So my question in a roundabout way is, how do we get this not just in California, but across the United States? So if someone like this lady wanted to move a family in Nebraska, she could still have this type of service in other states. She's not limited to only California. Other people in Nebraska could have these types of services if they want to live with families. So it's not just here in California or in certain states. We need to get it across the board so you can do family and live in other places. Not everybody's coming just to the state. Again, making those phone calls every day, we need to be, again, like the Department of War and never be on the top of the block. And when they heard, you know what, that's all for it. If I didn't, you don't have to make those phone calls every day and fear that staff.
No, thank you so much for that comment. And so what I can tell you from my experience, and then I'm going to kick it to Sabrina, is that I've been in the room where the decision makers are at, and the finance team unfortunately sees IHSS as a line item budget. They're not seeing the people firsthand. That's why it's important for us to advocate on one thing is that I go to advocate at the state, but I notice the difference if I take Christy or I take Cindy with me. They're really holding them accountable. We got to hold the legislators accountable, and they have to hear your story. They have to hear, how you're going to be directly affected, what's going to happen to you if this happens, because ultimately you need your vote. They want to keep you happy, so you have to keep that in mind. In an ideal world, we wouldn't have to do this, But unfortunately, we do. If we don't advocate for our story, if you don't share your story, somebody else is going to tell your story for you. And so I'll call on Sabrina. Sabrina?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question and for sharing your experience.
This is the water?
I want to call into the room a really beautiful movement that was in Washington, D.C.
Right?
recently for fun care
whenever you get a chance,
ICE.
just letting
You know,
everybody
a
know
lot
that,
of
we have,
the
Can I have this?
violence
Yeah.
that is being enacted with our
Start
tax dollars by ICE is being done in the name of
Yael and then him.
taking away funding.
Oh, yeah,
from
you know
our
what, you're there,
care
you're there. Go,
capacity. And both of those things are violent. It's violent to rip away our care. The first way I'd answer your question is keep asserting that is a way we can prioritize our resources, that care, whether that's our healthcare, whether that's community-based services, are a non-negotiable on the budget instead of a line item that we have to fight for every year because, it is exhausting. None of us want to have to fight every single year for this. So we need to keep asserting that we have the resources to do this and that these are our priorities. We need to be in the room where those decisions get made.
Thank you. And what brings me hope is that the day that the Senate had their hearing on the budget, there was hundreds of recipients there. And when the senator looked around, she said, hey, why are we forcing the recipients who can barely make it here? You know, when there's all these other items we're not even addressing, why are we doing this to ourselves? So we do have a champion in Senator Menjivar who was acknowledged today. And that's the reason why we acknowledged her. But I wanted to go to the next question.
My name is Robert Wall, and I've been resettling for about 4 or 5 months. And my question is, if we're waiting for
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't be able
I tried this one, but it sounds really low.
elevators are down.
Okay, I'll do that.
And my question is, when you live on the second floor, how can I help you to get some help to assist the elevators to get fixed? We're down to the 3rd of May, June, I mean. And the question is, I called and called, and they, I don't know, but that's not the issue. Why is that, I follow occasionally. I need somebody to live with me. It's hard to get somebody to live because they have so many clients at one time. You know, I have one right now that couldn't get another job, and asking for more hours, he couldn't pay. So I do need somebody to live with me because I have trouble getting out of bed. I have trouble getting around. I fall down occasionally. This lady here helps me a lot. And I understand that couldn't have nobody with that. When I asked somebody, there was 64, so I have 4 hours. And I do have a power. I couldn't get down and I had to walk in the street and get you know, and she picked me up and brought me here. The thing of it is, we need more, another thing I want to find out, why aren't they, woman license? Why ain't they taking that test, that test for CPR or something, but it's something, and I'm 74. I want to know why they're not getting that done, to do that, because I do have a bad heart, I do have a murmur, and I don't know, you know, when I'm gonna go, but I live at home, I have an apartment, and I am from Illinois.
Oh,
So
okay.
I came out here, I haven't been here for 3 years, but we have to get something done and stand on, promise that IHSS says us with the people that need help. I've been here for about 10 years, and I never had any help in Illinois. Now I'm asking for help here, but I do need to find out how I can get somebody to come and live with me and take care of me 24/7 instead of having different work for me during the day. And I'm by myself, I can't cook or anything like that. So that's what I want to find out why. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. That's, so the situation you're going through is a harsh reality for a lot of recipients. I did want to acknowledge your IHSS provider. I recognize her, and so it looks like you have a reliable person, so I wanted to make sure I recognize that. Okay, you have two, but I know I've seen her multiple times at our past events, and I know she's an IHSS provider. So I'm happy you have her. The reality is that there's a lot of recipients who their basic needs are not being met, and that's what we're trying to address. We're trying to figure out how to solve those challenges. But what I'm going to do, I want to hand it off to Christy. Can you just give a suggestion? What would you recommend in his scenario? What would you recommend, given that I know you have several IHSS providers that are like your family?
Okay, I had a problem where I didn't have enough hours. And it was, I talked to someone from PASC, and they told me that I needed to call my board of supervisors. So if you know what district you're in, you can look it up online, who your supervisors. Have you tried calling the board of supervisors? He only has 64 hours, 69, I'm sorry. We have now moved up to 100. Yes, so he has that problem in able to communicate. What he's asking is that who from personal assistance services can assist him with getting the correct provider that he needs to assist him.
Oh.
I am no longer right now. But I will bring him here to see if we can get those referrals that he needs. Because he asks the neighbors for referrals, because personal assistance is not referring. So that's what
So Robert, we can address that, and I'll introduce you to one of our staff members as a case manager that's going to work with you one-on-one and ensure that you're able to find someone. Okay? So we'll make sure to connect right after this. Okay, Robert, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
I would like to say.
Sure, go ahead, Chrissy.
People who do have problems and don't have their hours, and you're what you need, try your board of supervisor. They got my hours, like within hours, I had what I needed. I'm not guaranteeing that'll happen to everybody, but I was not even on PSC when this happened. I didn't have any clout, and they did that for me, so give it a try.
Thank you. We'll go to one last question before we proceed. We have two questions, actually. We'll make it quick. We have Fran, and then we'll go to Yael after that. So go ahead, Fran.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Angela, Commissioner for the LA County. And when I went down to stress, what I have seen and experienced is we as individuals, no matter what age we are or what condition our bodies are in, we all have a heart of what we want to live, keep on living for, not only for ourselves, but we are disabled and handicapped. But we also have to remember, what we do now is going to help our future children and what they're going to be going through. So this can't just stop right here. We have to keep going. Go to your supervisor meetings, go to your city council meetings, go wherever you can, and you see a program like this one, and I am sure happy to see you all here, because by coming to these kind of programs, you'll learn more, you'll understand a little bit more what's happening, and why I don't get it. I'm not talking about me personally, but why we aren't getting the services that we need. Because we have to speak out. They don't know how we feel. They don't go through the experiences that most of them, what she goes through. So, and I'm seeing all of you here, come on, let's get on this bandwagon and get something done. We have to do it as a group. We are all seniors, or most of us are. But get out there and do something about it. Don't just go home and forget what you learned today. Pick up to your representative in your district, in your homeland. And also speak to other seniors. Let them know what's happening, what you've learned here today. So that, because a lot of them, I know because I'm an advocate for seniors. That's how I got started.
We're gonna go to Yael next. Yeah, Yael, and then I'm gonna.
Okay. Don't forget to break out.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fran. Thank you so much for that reminder. I love your passion, and I think we need more of that. You know, sometimes it's difficult because we get caught up in the day-to-day. We're trying to figure out how to pay our bills. Through the IHSS, you're the employer, so now you have to figure out how to manage your own care, how to train your own provider. You have to interview them. And, you know, it's extremely difficult. I can't imagine going through that by yourself. So luckily for everyone here, you're not by yourself. We're here to help you out. There's so many great resources available here today and so many different advocates. So I wanted to make sure I highlighted that. We're going to go to Yael. Yael, go ahead with your question.
Thanks. I actually have a comment. I just wanted to illustrate just how powerful our voice is. So, Fran, just a great introduction to what I'm about to say. Yesterday, it was Wednesday, at the SECA meeting, we all called together, and we called the assembly member, Gabriel office. And I was not able to call at the same time, so I called 2 hours later, and they told me that in the span of 2 hours, there were well over 100 calls made in his office. It's documented that we need to continue, and if you don't think that it's making a difference, they're getting calls and they're hearing from us, and we need to continue that. So thank you very much for all of you who participated in that, and those who helped put that together.
No, thank you. Yael has been around for the last 25 years. So she's actually a PASC employee, an IHSS recipient, and is a community advocate. So she advocates for several programs, including Access Services. She's heavily involved in that. Yael, are you still chair of Access Services? Oh, so we have the chair of Access Services there. So I'm really proud to have someone like Yael part of our team. I learned so much through her and all the recipients here, but we'll leave you with this last word. Anybody else want to share some inspiring words right here from our panel, actually? So I'm going to call on, we have one last question. Oh, yes, definitely. Go right ahead. I'm so sorry about that. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Deacon McLean, I am proud to say I'm part of the LA County Commission on Disabilities with Carlos, one of our panelists. And my question is, everybody in this room is not fortunate to be advocates like we are. So what do you tell people in the room that are not advocates? They might not feel comfortable talking on the phone or writing letters. So what do you tell them to help them understand how important their voice is? Because I didn't wake up one morning and say, I want to be an advocate. It fell in my lap. I didn't have a choice. And I'm still doing it 30, 40 years later. So what do you tell that person? Thank you.
I'm going to just briefly speak about that, and then I'm going to have one of the panelists answer that. So what I can share with you is that, does anybody feel concerned about the landscape right now with the budget? Just raise your hand. Has anybody ever felt unheard? Not just budget related, but in your lifetime, have you ever felt unheard? Raise your hand. You're an advocate right there. Why? You have to say your truth. You have to speak what's going on. That's what's really important. That's what they needed to listen to. What we can all agree on is that at some point in our lives, we felt unheard. And I know it can be scary at times, but like as I mentioned earlier, if you don't share your story, somebody else is going to mention it for you. If you don't share what's going on, then somebody else is going to vote against it. And so that's why that's really important. But I do want to call on our panelists. Does anybody else want to provide feedback to what we just mentioned?
Yeah, I think that if we talk to each other, first off, okay, talk to your friends, talk to your family members, explain to them. Because a lot of people have that lack of knowledge, okay? They're not educated enough on what's needed. What you need. Maybe what you need is something special. I'm gonna talk to you for a minute. But if you don't tell everybody in your family what you need, or they don't tell anybody else what you need.
Andy, we're going to sign off. Okay.
So that's the important part, first part, educating. The next one is the decision-making legislative office for the family over the next 2 years. It's going to be very crucial to us.
And we, of course.
We're just not planning a presentation here. Okay, don't look at this as a presentation. We're launching a program. Okay, each and every one should remember you guys are all launching a program. We're going to break down policy changes, dedicated funding schemes, and collaborative advocacy is required to turn this moment and to turn the challenges that you're having, to turn all these different things that we really want. I look at it like this, there's only two types of people in this world, okay? There's disabled people and there's tabs. Okay, a tab is just a temporarily able-bodied person. Because age, illness, or accident, they're going to become disabled. They're going to need caregivers. We're going to need a whole lot of things. And if we don't advocate for that right now, like I said, hey, you can make all the changes you want. They're going to happen, may not happen in my lifetime. You know? I'm not worried about my lifetime, I'm worried about my kids, grandkids, and everybody else. And that's what each and one of you should be looking at. Teach people that, you know what, by the time you get to where you're at, the transition will be a lot easier than it was for you.
Carlos, excellent point. I just mentioned I'm going to go to Moral, Christy, and then Cindy for the final word. I'm sorry. We do have an organization called Hand in Hand, which is Domestic Employers Group, who has worked with our recipients to train them on how to advocate on their behalf. So there was a recipient who was extremely upset with the landscape of California. Hand in Hand connected with them, and he was able to share his story to the legislator, Dr. Corey Jackson, and he did an amazing job. And I'm hoping to see him here today. So I'll go to Moral. Can you just...
Yeah, another thing that's important, okay, is reach out to your local organizations. There's a lot of organizations out there, a lot of foundations. I have one called Bushwick Foundation, Defiant Foundation, all the local groups. Bushwick Foundation, we donate wheelchairs, art supplies, and medical things to people that fall through the cracks. Triumph, these different organizations are out there, but you know what? You have to look into them. So right now, I'm going to empower you to find the resources you need. That's going to be very important to take that next step, to get that challenge, so that you can live the life and the dignity you deserve, not what they want to give us. Okay, this is Vito. Okay, Vito, Vito is probably one of the best service dogs you have. They train it for me because they know that I am with a supervisor, my president. We go to a lot of homeless camps, all over. So he had to go to guard school. He gets my clothes in the morning, I show him a button, he goes and gets my clothes. At night, brings my slippers, and then we sit and I brush it for an hour in the morning and an hour and a half at night. That's our bonding time. But he is one of the, in fact, he's the only dog that has an actual county ID to go to all IHSS hospitals.
Look at that. Round of applause for Vito. We're going to go quickly to Moral, then after Moral, Christy, and then Cindy. So go ahead, Moral.
So I think part of it is the question and Carlos point you made. I think he is government entities probably have to do better with coordination. So you don't have to go to 30 different organizations, 14 different calls just to get someone. So just know, I'm new in this director role, but we're moving our department in that direction. So go around our approach, and I'm proud to say that we are an aging. The LA County is an aging facility for time officially July 1st. So we're working with all 6 independent living centers. That's really the model for what another longer like, and we're going to build on that. And Nika, to answer your question, I think everyone has advocacy in their hearts, and it's a skill that we all have. But sometimes you don't feel included. Sometimes you're not invited. Sometimes, and my goal is how do we find the unknown people? I love seeing all my people who are the advocates and our commissioners, but sometimes when I see a new face in our room, I'm like, yes, this is success. So the goal for me as the director of this department is to find those unknown people. We're in a county of 10 million people. There's a lot of messaging and a lot of opportunities for us to do that more on the ground, outreach efforts, to feel and to connect people so they feel like they have access to it.
Okay. We're almost done. So we're running short on time. We have some breakout rooms that I'll announce after this. So, Christy, about a minute or so, then I'll go to Cindy for another minute or so. Go ahead.
Well, what I wanted to say is you can start out slowly if that's your pace. There are some wonderful people here like Ann and Ann. It was 6 years ago that I hooked up with Ann and Ann. And my life has totally changed. But I went into it slowly, carefully, not to overcommit. And, they helped me to explore what I could do. They help, a lot of these organizations are great at that. So reach out to these organizations, just take a couple, and do one of their Zoom meetings. And you'll find that you can make an impact you never would have dreamed of. You will meet people you would never thought you'd meet. It's an amazing thing to be an advocate.
Cindy, thank you so much for that. Christy, Cindy, go ahead.
Sure. I think our primary message has been basic recipients of IHSS, caregivers, IHSS workers. You can do it too. Accompany the person that you're working for. Tell them your side of the employment story. How about your wages, which are too low, but anyway, how your wages affect your family, pay your rent, how much you enjoy working in this field, and we can all get involved in this. Thank you.
And with that, we are to conclude the part of the panel discussion. I just wanted to thank everyone who participated, all of the questions. We hope that you learned something new today. If you're interested, we have several breakout rooms. So I just wanted to make an announcement in the Mojave room, and you'll see the numbers outside 45. And then number 6, the Personal Assistance Services Council will be presenting if you want to know more about PASC. Cabrillo room number 7, we have the panelist breakout room in case you want to talk to one of the panelists here. Joshua Tree room number 8, we have CalLife Stop the Hate. That's at 10:30. So that's Joshua Tree room number 8. Big Sur room number 9. We have the Department of Social Services that's going to talk about the Medi-Cal changes and IHSS overview along with the helpline chat feature. They also have a table in the back. So if you want to talk to DPSS, they're in the back there. And lastly, we do have CPR courses going on throughout the day. You have to pre-register for them. So I know, I believe, Robert, you had mentioned about CPR courses. They are available. PASC is hosting CPR courses at the end of this year. So make sure that if your provider is interested, we're offering those and that they're registering. So we have 2 of those. So that concludes. Thank you so much to the panelists. You did an amazing job today. I'm so proud to be able to share this table with you. One day I was looking up to all of you. Next thing you know, I'm sitting at the table with you. Such a pleasure to be here with you today. So thank you so much. Take a quick picture. Here you go, Andy. Thank you, everyone. You might have to do it. You got it?
Don't go anywhere. We're about to call a raffle prize on. I didn't want a mad stampede out the door.
Thank you, Andy. All right.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, get your raffle tickets out, please. First of all, welcome, and this
Thank you, Senor.
is going throughout today, but the first number is 5480658. Anybody? Can you see it again? Raise your hand.
Say it again.
Okay, it's going to be 5480658. Anybody? Call another one. All right, this next ticket number is 6480610.
Oh, there you go. We have a winner. Mention what they won.
They want a gift card to Target.
Yeah, there you go.
Just about anything you need there, right? We are going to call one more raffle. And this ticket number is?
You know what? We might have the winner for the first one right there. Can you confirm? She's right there in the front. I think she's the winner from the first one.
All right, well, and if you didn't win, don't worry, there'll be other raffles going in all the break room, or all the work, breakout rooms, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Just a quick reminder, we have the breakout sessions. You can talk to the exhibitors, vendors, or some vendors outside as well. So if you're interested, please walk around, get the resources. The Department of Social Services is in the back over there. Ask for my good friend, Christine. Do I see Christine there? No. Oh, the other Christine, not PASC Christine. Hey, how are you? Hey, how's it going?
Supervisor Horvath.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you.
Thank you for organizing this.
Oh, that's great. No, so we're really excited. We have representation from some of the other board of supervisors. I don't know if they had to leave or they showed up, but I'm so glad that you're here.
Sure, yeah, but I just wanted to say hi. Yeah,
Do you know Cindy? Do you know Cindy already?
I think we met at Cluster.
Okay, perfect. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much. Maybe we can get a picture. Can we get a picture? Do you mind getting a picture? Yeah, I want to get in the picture line if you like.
Sure,
Yeah. Let me tell just Cindy and I'll check in with you right now.
So we'll definitely have to talk now that I'm here.
I know.
I just haven't had, I'm trying to get my head above water.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's bouncing back and forth. I've seen it. Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go. She was always, I always noticed when I was curious about like IHSS, the MOE and all those.